always scum. Rebel scum.
And welcome everyone back to the channel. Goodness gracious. That's better. Welcome back to the channel as I review Star Wars Episode 8, The Rise of Skywalker, as I continue to review all of the Star Wars movies up to this point, which of course you can find those here in that little iCard above me. So, Star Wars Episode 8. Yeah, see, this is a fun one to talk about. You know, I remember when I left Episode 7 and I got done watching it, how excited I was, how ready I was to go and watch this movie and just enjoy myself, just to see this movie. I was so hyped. And then I saw the first trailer and I was like, oh, this looks awesome. It looked fantastic. So I'm with my sister and her boyfriend, and we're getting our tin cans for $20 from the AMC that's local to me, and we're getting in our seats, and we got our candy, and we're all ready. And this comes on, I'm like, yes, this is gonna be great. And then it happened. Oh, yes. It happened. Star Wars Episode 8, of course, stars Daisy Ridley, Andy Serkis as Snoke. You got Oscar Isaacs returning. You got poor John Boyega returning. Of course, Mark Hamill returning finally as Luke Skywalker. And Carrie Fisher playing Leia Organa, Princess Leia, Queen Leia, Admiral Leia, whatever, in this movie. And what would be her actual final filming role in Star Wars, as she would tragically pass before this movie was actually put out. So that was another thing that made this movie tough to watch, because you knew she was gone. Of course, this came out in 2017. Still made a buttload of money. That's no doubt. But this movie is such a divisive movie. I'm almost scared to talk about it. It's the only one of the new trilogy that I haven't actually gone and done a review already prior to this. So I'm a little nervous, because there are people who love this movie and what Rian Johnson did. And then there are those who hate this movie and what Rian Johnson did. Personally, I am neither. I'm kind of in the middle. I didn't hate this movie, but I didn't love it. I would say, though, I probably lean more towards disliking it, because there were just a lot of things that they just didn't stick for me. For example, the humor in this movie. I like movies that have humor. Sometimes things can get really dark, and a lot of people thought this movie would be a very dark movie, but it actually had some very comedic tones to it at points. The only issue was it felt more like Marvel humor than it did Star Wars humor. And you may like, that don't make sense. No, there's a difference. Go watch a Marvel movie, then come back and watch this, and you're like, oh, yeah, I can see what you're talking about now, Zach. I see where you're going with this. We do get some new characters introduced to this movie, because I'm going to start off with the negatives. I'm going to start with the negatives of this movie before I get into all the good stuff that I found that I thought was actually good. And, well, there's not a lot. First thing, they introduced us to a couple new characters. Some new characters that we hadn't seen before. Let's start with Benicio del Toro. Now, this is a very well-respected, very well-known actor. Very good. And I remember a lot of rumors, hearing a lot of chatter about what would be his role. And it didn't go as planned. It didn't, is he going to be a Sith Lord? Is he going to be like some Jedi that no one knew about? Is he going to be like a smuggler? What will be his role? Well, he never really found out until the movie. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. So yeah, Benicio del Toro is in this movie. I don't really know how to describe what it is. He's kind of a smuggler, but he goes by a character named DJ, and he's in the movie all of 10 minutes, and then he's gone. His character's really wasted. Of course, when we get to see another new character, Rose, who was also very, very much underused, played by Kelly Marie Tran, poor lady. Her and Finn, when they're on their little side adventure going to, Rose's home, it just really, he was a waste of space. Then you also get Laura Dern, who comes into this movie, who plays Vice Admiral Holdo, who is just a bitch. Point blank. She, from the jump, is all over freaking Oscar Isaac in this movie. Or, I'm sorry. She's just a bitch. And her character by the end does the right thing. But she treats Poe like garbage throughout this movie. And she's literally in charge because another thing I have an issue, Leia in her Mary Poppins scene, Leia's out for most of this movie. Leia really don't do shit in this movie, even less than she did in the other movie. So she's there, and I didn't connect with her character. Her character to me was just kind of an asshole. I didn't like her. I didn't like how she treated these characters. So that was an issue. Let me jump to a character that I already know, Captain Phasma. What you saw at the beginning, plus maybe 2 or 3 other minutes, was everything you got with Phasma. Played by Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones. I said it in the last one for episode 7. They so underutilized her. You thought she was going to be this major character, this, this stormtrooper in silver armor. It's like, oh, this could be fucking cool. She's going to be badass. And they did nothing with her. They just literally did nothing with her. And you thought she was killed in the last one. They brought her back just to be dumped fucking again by Finn. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Why? Why did you bring her in this? And you did nothing with her. Not a goddamn thing worth doing. Thanks for wasting our time. Thank you for wasting her time when she could have just kept filming Game of Thrones or something. Fuck off. That was stupid. Let's talk about the really big issue. One of my really big issues, and then I'll tie that into my next issue with this movie. Kelly Marie Tran was brought into this movie to play Rose Tico, who you didn't know who she was, but she, to me, immediately became a highlight of this movie to me. I know some people didn't like her character. If you don't like her character, that's fine. But I thought she was a valuable character who was given nothing to do. And if they didn't even give her less in the next one, and I'll get to that when we get to that. But the hate that this poor woman got from everyone who had issues with this movie, the fan community, was ridiculous. Death threats and shit. Like, why? Why was that even done? She is an actress who was cast to play a role that she was paid to play, and she got death threats? I get people didn't like this movie, and I can see reasons why people don't like this movie, but it is not a reason to go after a person. That is so fucking ridiculous that people legitimately went after this poor woman. Why? I think she was outstanding. That is the one positive I will bring up now. She was outstanding, and I'll elaborate, I'm sure. But actually, I'll talk about it now because I probably won't remember. But her character had an innocence to her. She just wanted to help. And she grew to really like Finn. Her and Finn had a thing, sort of. You kind of felt like they did. At least a companionship that definitely grew. I'll wait and talk about it on the next one. But just the way they treated her overall, like, her character wasn't important. Like, you just go over here and you guys can handle this side mission. Like, sucked. And that was the bad thing. Finn and her were like, I'm not going to say the people who made this movie are racist. I don't think Rian Johnson's racist. I don't think the writers of this movie are racist. But there's definitely something to say when you have your main characters and everything's going along with them like it's supposed to. They have their stories, but it felt like they didn't have nothing for Finn. You know, we don't know what we want to do with Finn. Well, we have Kelly Marie Tran. We cast her for this role, Rose, but I don't know what we should do with her either. Well, you know, we could just put them on a side mission. You know, at least they're in the movie, right? You know what, Mr. Executive? That's awesome. You're a smart man. Well, thank you, Mr. Executive. You're a smart man, too. What a waste. What a complete waste. They, you know, I'm not going to blame this on Daisy Ridley or Adam Driver. They were given lots to do in this movie. They were. Out of the whole new cast, they were one of the few who actually had something to do. Even Oscar Isaacs as Poe didn't do much of fucking anything. They split the whole cast up to go do all these things away from each other, and it just honestly sucked. It sucked. For the most part. It just sucked. So you get Finn and Rose off on this side mission to deal with some slaves, and all because they're trying to get hold of this one guy to maybe get something that could help them because they're trapped. And then you get Poe, who's stuck on a ship that's crawling while it's being chased by an Imperial ship. I'm sorry, a First Order ship. And that's his scenario for the movie. Oh, how are we going to survive? Let's argue with Vice Admiral Hodo. Like, it wasn't good. That just wasn't good. But the biggest travesty of all to me, character-wise, story-wise, was Luke Skywalker. For the biggest part of this movie, you know, you come into this movie, fuck yeah, I got Luke Skywalker. What? What are we gonna get? You got an old grumpy man drinking blue milk and just bitching and complaining while not wanting to help. Trying to half-ass help train Rey, who really wants the help, but you don't get nothing. That sucked. I don't know, I haven't even talked about what's the actual story. You're getting what the story was. Rey trains with Luke. Kylo Ren tries to talk to her via her mind because somehow they're connected. And that's not explained in this movie. And you're getting teases of Rey. Even in the trailer, teases of Rey maybe going to the dark side? Really? Is that a possibility? I don't know. You get those teases, right? So nothing's going on with these characters in the story. It's just little side story here, little side story there, little side story here, little side story there. That's this movie. And you get Mark Hamill back as Luke Skywalker for the first time since episode 6. And nothing. You get nothing. Nothing of importance happens. He's just an angry old man. Speaking of Rey, they tease that she might go to the dark side. Even more so come episode 9. They tease it. And the whole thing with episode 7 was, well, who is Rey? Where is she from? And you don't get that answer. And you get that answer in this. But you get, she is no one. Her parents weren't important. She was not important. And you're like, oh. Okay. I think that could be a double-edged sword. It's bad in the fact that there's all this hype around her, and Rian Johnson's like, she's going to be nobody. She's just a person who's super strong in the Force. And you're like, okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. We can live with that. That's what you live with. That's what you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's just what you take. And I just realized that's the wrong poster. That's completely the wrong poster, but it's whatever. Y'all know it's Star Wars. Fuck it. I don't even care at this point. We know what we're talking about. But that's what we get. That's what we get, and that's just where it goes with her. Is she's a nobody. And then Snoke. Snoke gets wasted. Of course, I'm getting notifications now. Snoke, gets wasted in this movie fairly quick. And we know nothing about Snoke. Who he was, where he came from, what was his purpose, what did he want. We don't get that. And he's wasted. We don't even get it in a book. Not really. So that, again, nothing. We got nothing. But there are positives. There's a couple positives. Yoda in this movie was very much Yoda, a la Episode 5, Episode 6. And he's more of a puppet-looking Yoda. So that's a plus. You do get that. You do get an epic throne room fight with Kylo and Rey fighting together and defeating the Red Knights or whatever the hell they're called. We still don't get... No, there's still so many more negatives, but I just don't want to harp on negatives this whole time because there were some good things. Luke, when he finally shows up at the end to not really fight Kylo, but kind of fuck with Kylo, that was pretty cool. You finally see Kylo accepting who he is, even though he was a bit of a whiner still in this movie. Smashing his helmet, finally breaking free of his bonds to what he wanted to being just a full-on, I am now supreme leader. That is me. He killed his master, and he became the teacher. He was the student, now he is the teacher. And I liked that. I liked that progression with Kylo. It's now I know where he's going, what we're going to get with him. He knows what he wants. No doubt. He is dead set on this. Okay, she's going to be this way. He's going to be that way. We've got it. Let's get to the next movie. Let's get this going. Because this movie was not good. I walked out of this movie not happy. Like I said, there were some good things with this movie. But overall, I just didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it. So I got to give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. But I do want to know what you guys think down in the description below. There are so many more negatives I could probably go over in this movie. There's definitely more negatives than positives for me. Maybe you liked this movie a lot more than I did. Maybe you liked what Rian Johnson set up. I didn't hate it. I just think the tone was a little off at times. And it just felt like a bunch of little things trying to converge into one big thing. And it just didn't work for me. At the end, you find out Luke's a forced ghost, sorta, forced appearance, and then he just dies and vanishes. It didn't make sense, and it pissed off a lot of people, and that also pissed me off too. What? This is what I get out of my Luke Skywalker? Is this? This is what I get from my Luke Skywalker? It pissed me off. But it is what it is. So yeah, let me know down in the comment below what you guys think. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I can't talk. Subscribe to the channel and just let us know down below, what do you think? Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Both are down in the description below. Also, if you guys could be some darlings and help me out. My buddy Jake comes on the channel a lot. The Hitman, Jake Capone, is now taking bookings. You guys can go to the Hitman, Jake Capone, at gmail.com and send him a message if you guys have bookings. If you know someone who does bookings for wrestling, hit him up on Instagram, Twitter. Share this to your friends and let them know about him. The man is back to business. It's the best way I can put it. So, with all that said, oh, look at that. My stuff's still playing. I didn't use none of my clips. Oh, look. Clips. I totally fucked off with clips without this movie. But, I mean, come on, man. Who cares? Look, the movie looked good. But ultimately, I just fuck all. I'm fucking off just like this movie fucked off. How about that? How about that? Hey, they even changed Rey's hair in this movie. And you start to notice Rey's a little bit OP in this movie. Son of a bitch. there are some good scenes. Like, honest to God, there are some good scenes in this movie. It has its good points, but overall, I can't. I can't, and I'm sorry. But I'm done wasting your time. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you like this and want to see more, and you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If not, thank you for stopping by anyways and listening to me ramble. I definitely appreciate it. But I'll see you guys on the next review next week as we review Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And boy, do I have a lot more to say about that. But until then, remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all else, join the nation. I'll talk to you later. Yo Bro Nation! Join us at TeePublic.com/Yo Nation for our all new merch lineup like the Recess Still Ain't Old, the Yo Bro Nation Entertainment t-shirt, the Sidekick Susie Stranger Things shirt. It's a pretty sweet shirt. The Yo Bro Nation swirly shirt. How about I Love Yo Face Sidekick Susie t-shirt? Ooh. Or the Rainbow Sidekick Susie shirt. Yeah. Also, this exclusive limited time offer, we got a Forever Serenity special sale! Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool? I think it's pretty awesome. Hope for Ambi special sale. Help support a friend who really needs the help. 3 different t-shirt designs. We got the Hope for Ambi Black Angel t-shirt. The Hope for Ambi, Do You Want to Beat Up Cancer t-shirt. Wow, that's pretty nice. So yes, shop with us now at TeePublic.com/Yo Bro Nation. Get all your shirts. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above else, join the nation.